In this session, let's learn about partitioning. Okay? Why partitions? Right? Today, the data is growing tremendously. Okay? Organizations are storing millions of data. Right? If you want to manage these millions of data and query those millions of data to extract what you need, it's lot of work for the database, right? Yes, as the data grows bigger and bigger, it becomes challenging for the database to process the data. So, databases came up with an idea of partitioning where they break the big table into multiple pieces. Those multiple pieces are called partitions. Okay, suppose example, you have thousands of files, okay, and you want to search for a file name called Peter. If you want to search those 1,000 files, it's tough, right? Instead of that, if you organize them alphabetically and you have a tag showing the partition name, you can go to the P partition and then search for the name Peter. Right? Just the same way, Oracle also divides your table into multiple pieces to manage the data better. Okay? In a non-partition table, all your index, all the data is stored in one table. Okay? But whereas in a partition table, it is broken down into multiple partitions. Okay? What are the advantages of partitioning? So partitioning enables data management operations such as the data loads, index creation and rebuilding and backup recovery at the partition level rather than on the entire table. That means instead of focusing all your data loads on the entire table wherever you want, suppose example, you are loading the January data, you can load into this partition. You are loading into February, you can load into this data. Another example, if you are building an index on the March data, you can just build an index on this March data. Right? In this way, the amount of time you are spending is reduced. Right? Second advantage, partitioning improves query performance. Example, if you are querying the table for January and February data, all you need to do is access January data and February data. Right? Thus, it will improve the query performance. Another advantage is it lets you perform concurrent maintenance operations on different partitions of the same table or index. That means you can perform concurrent operations on these partitions. On one partition, you might be loading the data. On another partitions, you might be taking a backup. And on another partition, you might be building a index. So, you are doing your operations concurrently. Cool, right? And partitioning increases the available of mission critical databases if critical tables and indexes are divided into partitions to reduce the maintenance window, recovery times and impact of failures. Right? Because we are able to perform the operations concurrently, so we can fastly complete the task, automatically the maintenance window will be reduced. That means we can perform the operations quickly and then bring back the application live. Right? Partitioning can be implemented without requiring any modifications to your applications. That means suppose example, you have a table where it is not partitioned and you want to convert that into a partition table, you can do that without changing any code of your Java application or .NET application or any application. Okay, because of all these advantages, partitioning became a really cool concepts in the database world. Okay, so what are the different kind of partition methods we have? We have range partitioning, list partitioning, hash partitioning and composite partitioning. Okay, we'll be discussing about each one of these partitionings in the coming sessions. Okay,